will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. Oh shit! Sorry guys, I forgot what episode it is already. I remember just now.
Let me see.
I remember that I forget. Oh, 60, nice, cool.
Wow, nice. Put that in. Don't cut this out.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 60 of the TBD Gaming Podcast. As usual, I'm your host Harry. I want to welcome all our usual members. We have Adri.
Woo!
Adri's back. We have Reese.
Hey, TBDs.
And of course, Zergg has made clear that he's here. Zergg. He wants to speak. Zergg, speak.
He's
He's like, why Adri go first again?
He's like,
Please reveal, man.
I should say Zergg first. We welcome Zergg. All right. We have some nothing too huge lah. I mean, got some good stuff happening last week, but let's go with our usual question first. What have we been playing last week? We're not here, right? Last 2 weeks. Yeah, basically what have we been playing over the past 2 weeks? I'll go first because mine was very boring. Didn't play much, mostly work. But I did get to play.
Wow, that's boring.
Yeah, sorry, that's super boring. But something exciting. I mean, I did before the podcast. I did manage to squeeze an hour to play FF8. So I guess that's something.
Oh.
I specifically play some games before the podcast. At least I got something to say. But I am currently before slightly before the end of this one. Just before the infamous squall is dead, that kind of scene. I definitely am enjoying a lot this round. Although the graphics seems a lot worse compared to I played last time. I don't know is it because of the HD remaster or what, but the models they remade already looks fantastic. They didn't do the background. The background was terrible. It
was like PS1, Harry.
No,
you know how long has it been?
No. You can't give that excuse. You can't excuse because I recall in my memory that scene. I know it looks great one, but right now when I'm looking at it, right?
Yes.
Wow, what happened?
Okay,
what happened?
Yeah, I think something happened to me last week. I mean, this week as well. When I
Oh
tried
my
to
goodness.
compare, I just want to be short. When I tried to compare the game that I thought was beautiful, it was recently released, not more than 10 years. But when I go back to the game, it's like hideous. So whatever
What
that
game
you
is
have
this?
in your brain.
Can you review?
Are we playing 20 questions?
Twilight Princess.
So early,
No. Whatever that you think is great in your mind may not be beautiful.
That's nostalgic.
Really
16.
good. Sure. Okay, I'll give you an example. A very specific example. You guys played FF8, right? You know, near the end of this one where there's a parade happening, the sorcerers go parade. Okay. A lot of pre-rendered cutscenes, right? I mean, even if it's like a real graphics, on-screen graphics, there's people like gathering at side roads like that, right? In my memory, those people looks quite clear. Not very clear, but quite clear. But in the remastered version, they are 2 frames characters.
I know.
They are super blur. Something happened there. I'm like, wait, that's not what I remembered. I can still see their faces somehow.
Well, it is actually no. It's it's this. I think maybe back then you had a bigger impression of it, but actually.
Yeah.
FF8 had a lot of issue with their graphical presentations, but I think one of the scene, in fact, that was the scene where Skull was hit by that what do you call
ice?
What do you call it? The ice.
The ice attack,
The ice spike.
In one of the scene, right? It seems that the
icicle.
The glacier, whatever, struck him on his left side. But then the scene. It's actually it actually struck on his left side or something. So they really messed up that FMV. Right? We call it FMV. Is it still FMV?
Is it that's quite cutscenes?
It's a pre-render,
it's a pre-render. So there were a bunch of FMV for FF8 were pretty messed up. I mean, if you go into deep detail into that, you can see what's wrong with this or something like that. But I think the gameplay graphic I feel still hold, especially when you were playing on a smaller console. I mean,
Yeah, it
smaller,
does. Yep.
Like the
playing it on
Switch.
Switch or PSP Vita, right? You do feel that it's pretty you compared to a lot of other games, it still looks pretty pleasing to your eyes, lah. So that's for me, lah.
Yeah, but
And it's
maybe.
like 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
It has been 20 years old, right? It
Should
was,
be
I
lah.
think, released 2000
10 plus, at
Almost
least 10 plus
30.
lah. At least 10 plus lah. We got almost 30.
Oh.
No, wait, it
30.
was released
It's almost
2000.
30.
It's released 2000, right?
1998, I think.
See, there you go. Almost 30 years old game, man.
FFA. There's an 8 behind.
Yeah.
February 11th, 1999.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go. It's almost
February 11,
Almost-
1999. Oh, that's
Yeah.
my birthday. Nice. That was
Oh
fantastic.
my goodness, what? You were born in
I
1999?
was not born in 1999, but that was a date. That sounds about right. Okay, cool.
I think whatever debate that we're having right now, the battle scene is good, right?
The best thing is good. Yeah, I
Oh.
no issue there. It's just that
I
whatever is
No issue.
whatever's
No.
happening outside that. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And also
the
like my
FME
fault
had
lah.
some issues, lah. But yeah, I agree.
I
with
would
the
agree it's
battle
better than FS7 lah. To a point.
scene. You mean
Of
what,
course.
the FMV?
No, the battle music. The music.
Oh no. This
Oh no,
Okay.
I actually
It's another day.
I have to agree with Reese though. I think the music in FF7 is more memorable.
Okay.
Okay,
Only
agree
because
to
we
disagree.
probably
We will debate this.
We'll make it
find
another
days to
topic.
debate it. We'll
there are
the topic.
some track that were pretty good, but I would say not comparable to FF7. FF7 in general, most of them are better. So I would say there were the intro track were pretty good, and then the boss battle was good as well for FF8 lah. But yeah, we'll talk about that some other time.
We will fight
Yeah.
to the death on this sometime later. But anyway, okay, my sharing turned out quite long. Let me go with let's continue with Adri first. Where have you been playing?
I played. What did I play? I continued a bit on FF7 Rebirth.
Congrats.
I'm chapter 13.
Ooh,
Wow.
Chapter 13 now. I really took my time. I did all the side quests. I finished all the side quests already.
Yay.
Because I got the
Wow.
trophy for it.
Right,
I did.
Adri,
What?
quick one. I want to ask you. I'm at chapter 12. As mentioned, I've been stuck for so long because trying to clear a lot of
Okay.
things.
Okay.
So I'm stuck at this one simulation battle.
I know which one you're talking
The
about.
head case. Oh my god, that's just silly, man. The head case. Have you completed that?
The which one? The
The
employee.
mind flyer. The mind flayer. And
Oh,
then,
I know that one. I know that one. That was
then there's two.
okay.
And the thing is, you need to defeat the mind flayer first before you.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
two monsters keep on suiciding on. Oh,
Yes.
that's just bull, man.
Yes.
This is bull.
Yes. Okay, so what I did, who I use Yuffie,
Yes.
Cloud, and Barrett. Okay,
Congrats.
Yuffie,
Yeah.
immediately I fill up her ATB, use Doppelganger. So she has two of them. There's two Yuffies.
Okay.
And then Yuffie, her what
You beat the
her attack increases, has a good stagger bar increase,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
So she will like ba 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 ba, and then with her doppelganger like ba 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 ba. And then at the same time I use Cloud. I keep switching to Cloud also. Once his ATP increase, I use his what's his stinger attack thing? What's it called?
Punisher. No, Punisher. Was it? Okay, I know.
He attacks like Dante that one. I forgot lah.
Okay.
He thrusts his sword towards the enemy. Yeah, that one. So I
I don't know.
it's not a stinger. I forgot what it's called, but it's similar. So he thrusts forward and then increase the bar some more. At the same time, I'm far away. I would use Barrett to attack the. He I fill up his bar. Use overcharge. and then use focus shot on the mind flayer. Okay, while that is happening, I cast sleep. Was it sleep? I cast sleep.
I did
I
that.
use sleep and then I magnify.
Yeah.
I magnify. So if
Binding
uh
material. Yeah.
no magnify material magnify.
No, you use binding. You use it with magnify, right?
Yes, it
Binding,
is.
binding
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
sleep one. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So you use that. You cast once and then you hit everyone. So at the same time, I focus on. The reason I also changed, right, is because your AI is so stupid. They will attack the sleeping thing as well. So once my one character is using a skill, I switch to the next one, focus on the mind flayer, and then use skill, switch to another one, attack the mind flayer, and then until he's break, then you like just keep whack
Yeah.
him. Use punisher. Yeah, don't forget to use your
Yeah.
synergy
That's
skill
the
as
rule.
well,
Yeah. You know.
because that's how you pressure the thing,
Pressure. Yeah.
pressure the mind flayer. So yeah, at the same time, use mind flayer, use synergy skills, abilities, pressure
If
him.
only, if only I can sleep my. I can cast.
Your your
Yeah.
allies, right?
Yeah. It's so stupid. Oh, I'm so pissed off, man.
But yeah,
Okay,
that was my strategy.
okay, now I know the reason why Reese has not finished. Thank you, Reese.
Yeah, I'm stuck at that. So it's this OCD kind of thing. I need to finish that before I move on to the next chapter.
Try to use Yuffie. You'll stagger very fast. Once
Yuffie
you
is
stagger
good.
very
And then
fast.
I have a bit of restriction, as Sen mentioned. For some reason, Tifa has to be within the team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
My party consists of Tifa, Yuffie, and Cloud. So
Okay, all right. I'll add
Okay,
Yuffie
okay.
this time.
Tifa is good. Tifa is good.
the rank should be Tifa. Try to
Okay.
get her ATB as fast as possible, then you'll be good.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
try to break with Cloud and Yuffie, and then Tifa you just max her
I've been trying
unfeaturing.
to separate those the mind flayer and the his goons, but it's
Yeah,
always
yeah. It's so
there's, there's
annoying. I know.
there's one time I almost did it, and then for some reason what happened? The mind flayer was no the goons was able to
Himself.
somehow yeah, and then still suddenly the X came out. Ah, shoot, man, this is
But yeah. But anyway, back to my game. Yeah, I play FF7 Rebirth. I think I'm gonna fight Gilgamesh now. I already collect all the proto relics.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna collect Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh has been a very interesting character. Oh, just so you know, yeah, once you continue on Reese, his
I fought
development.
him. I fought him. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I fought him. Yeah,
There's another.
Wow.
There's another. You fought him a couple of times, right? Like
Yeah,
in
yes.
Nibelheim,
twice. Yeah,
in Nibelheim, and also that 101, that presumed
yeah.
101 fight.
Yep.
Yeah, this is like the final battle with him,
Okay, all right,
sort
all
of.
right.
So yeah. So the more I continue that quest, the more I feel like this Gilgamesh is from the mainline FF, from Dissidia, from FF5. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll continue that whiteboard session some other day. But yeah, look. So and also I played a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Yes, because they released a new character a couple of days back. So she's pretty good.
Okay. So FF7 and what's the game called again?
Grand Blue Fantasy
Grand
Rising
Blue.
versus Rising.
I keep mistaking it with another RPG, the Relink, that one, because they release it
Oh yeah.
so close to each other, right? Okay, cool.
You should play Reeling as well. It's so
Yeah,
good.
I would like to play that one. That what is what I want. Okay, then we'll move on to Reese. Reese, then what have you been playing? Any games?
I the last 2 weeks I've been pretty busy with work, and I've been doing some hand DIY renovation at home. So I've been focusing up a lot of my energy and strength on those. But I do play FF7. I wanted to complete it, but yeah, got basically I'm done with all the side quests. Just to move on to chapter 13 right now, but that remaining hate case mission. So I don't know. The OCD inside of me doesn't allow me to just
I
put
know,
that.
man. I know, man.
Every time.
I know, man.
Yeah, I was considering right now. I'm leveling up the what's it called the elemental materia.
Yep.
So my plan was that I want to use Barret alone, which
Wow.
Barret alone to do a like a range attack to that guy. But at the same time, I need the elemental to be at the level where I can absorb lightning attack from that guy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
Mhm.
I'm still
But you need that synergy ability though to
pressure
pressure.
him. To pressure
Yeah.
him. But I was considering maybe I don't need to pressure him. Just do like a range attack again and again until
It might
he
take
dead.
a while. His
It might
defense is
take a
quite.
while. So
Yeah.
that's one of the thing I'm considering. So, but since Yuffie is gonna be the option, I might go through with that as well. So, but yeah.
Okay.
And then I've been playing Balatro. I don't know that game.
Okay. Yep. The
Again.
card
Yeah,
game. Yep.
yeah. I don't know the card game. It's a roguelike card game. I don't know whether I've shared to you about
Yeah.
this before. So it's a roguelike card. It's not a poker. It's a roguelike game. So it's weird kind of game, but I am having fun playing that. And then a couple of days ago I've been playing Uncharted. I don't know, for some reason I want to become Drake, and then I was plugging in my uh PS3 and then PS4, just going through a bunch of the Uncharted games. Maybe because it's been a while since we got Uncharted, right? Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
uh,
it has been.
Yep.
yeah, it's been a while, right? So yeah, for some reason I feel wanna play that. And yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, so those three games that I've
Okay.
been spending my time. Okay, I wanted to finish up Starfield because I'm right now. I think I'm bought the I don't know. I'm not sure whether it's the end part of the game or not. But because I know there's gonna be was there there was some planned update, right? No, DLC or whatever that's coming.
I
Alright,
think it's
there was
supposed to
an
be a
update.
DLC. I think there will be a DLC.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Supposedly, I heard there was a
Want to
DLC
complete it before that thing.
expansion, something like that.
So I just plug it in earlier this morning, just trying to after so long tak main kan, so I wanted to just familiarize it again. So I might be playing that in next couple of days to just complete it as soon as possible. So yeah.
Very cool. Then move on to Zergg.
Nice.
Any cool games, Zergg?
Cool game. Controversy game, yes. Cool
Oh,
game, I'm not
wow,
really
what
sure.
What is it? What is it?
Stellar Blade game.
Oh no, Hellblade.
Oh, Hellblade.
Yes, Hellblade.
Yeah, okay
Oh, it's
lah.
Hellblade.
Come on, Harry.
Uh,
How's it controversy?
Yesterday.
Yeah, Hellblade. I thought
There's
it's not so
a-
controversy, right? I thought that was Stellar Blade.
It is. It is.
It is so
It is
full
a
of.
big
Okay,
yeah.
the controversy is so huge that it is actually part of the marketing. You know how it is not being
So
really
huge.
a
The controversy is
marketing.
pretty big.
But in a way, if you take a look at Steam, right?
Mhm.
The amount of
Uh-huh.
people who plays the game now is a lot more. But yeah, of course, the price is what people are talking about. It's 50 USD game, which if you were to translate in Steam,
Dollar.
it's around 204 ringgit, 2 ringgit, I can't remember. And then Ghost of Tsushima, which was released also last week, that one is 240. So if you were to compare those two games, yeah, definitely people are in reach saying, oh, yeah, it's a very short game. Yeah, true enough. It's only 6, let me recall. I played both on PC and also PS. I mean Xbox X.
Okay.
I think I finished it off 4 hours
5 hours.
each,
Yeah. That's the.
with 1 hour of me being busy with the setting of
1 hour, really?
yeah, every single okay. If one thing that I can say about this game, this is the most difficult game that I've played whereby I have no idea whether is this CGI or am I playing controllable game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it's
heard
so
about it.
good in that sense. Like when the protagonist was like fighting.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I keep on pressing and mashing the button
Can I
because I
move?
thought it's a fight. Yeah, but true enough, it's not an open world game. It's a linear game. It's a
walking simulator. That's what people say.
Well,
how can it be?
people
It's like Death Stranding.
No. Death Stranding has a lot of gameplay. Yeah,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Really? Okay, fine.
But coming from a person who loved Hellblade 1, there's only 5 of people playing the game in the world when the game was released.
Oh my goodness.
And the price was only 40 ringgit back then. I don't know what's the price now. Now, if you were to make a comparison, this company is being owned by Xbox, right? So the game, if you can get it in Xbox, it's worth it. If you can pay 15 ringgit for Xbox Game Pass, play it. If you're busy, man, you have 2 kids or busy work, on call, whatever it is, that 5 hours actually means something because every single there's a beat to the sword movement. Senua beat people with a sword, right? So for me, every single combat, other people say is very short. I think it's necessary and worth it. And the amount of concentration that I've put in the game, if you were to compare Final Fantasy VII Remake, for example, not all the conversation that I encounter in Final Fantasy VII, I will focus 110%.
I skip.
And especially sometimes you skip, right? Especially the side quests. I don't even know what the hell is happening with the flower thing. You remember the side quest that we were supposed to do. So in Senua Hellblade, 5 hours is like a quality 5 hours time. So you can say whether that $50 or 200 ringgit is worth it. But it's a niche market. It's a niche market by itself because it deals with psychosis and everything. Right? It's a bit annoying for you to hear the voices. But imagine hearing the voices for 10 hours. Do you want to do that? I don't want to do that.
No,
but I think
I would like to do
5
that.
hours.
I would like to do that. You know
You
why?
really?
Because it actually shows me that I paid good headphones. That's like the very few times where it shows I paid good headphones.
You'll be like, oh shit!
What happened?
Yeah, to be fair, I purchased what is this Actis headphone just for this game using a PC. And it's kind of worth it because the visual is definitely Unreal Engine 5, right? I think moving forward, if we have this kind of game.
Yeah, PS7.
Yeah, if they're talking about this game, the Hellblade 3, I'm definitely going to be one of those 5 people in the world who are going to play it in the next
5 people to do it.
5 people. so sad.
Yeah, I'm so happy there's a lot of people talking about this game for it being short, for it being too expensive. But yeah, welcome to Hellblade Senua.
It's publicity.
I got a couple of questions. For you.
Please shoot.
Okay, I've heard that there's basically like no gameplay. Very little. Yeah, even worse than the first one. It was like a walking simulator, and then even when you sword battling or whatever you call that, right? It was like you press that button not for her to swing the sword, but that button to trigger like a scene that she swings that sword, something like that.
Okay,
And
imagine. Hold on, let me cut you off before you continue. Imagine playing God of War, whereby you execute some buttons during a combat or end combat, where it will execute some cinematic. You know what I'm talking about? So they took some elements of those in the game as well. So I'm not saying the whole fight is about that or is similar. So probably that's what people are talking about. But depends on how you define gameplay. People say Ghost of Tsushima is a screenshot simulator game.
What?
Screenshot simulator?
Yeah.
How does that work? I don't understand.
Yeah.
What is screenshot simulator?
Player.
Well,
it looks nice when you screenshot.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Oh,
it looks
okay.
nice.
Okay. I
Yeah.
understand already. Okay.
Yeah. And they said this is walking simulator. I never played any walking simulator before, but if you're a kind of person who enjoy Dune, for example, movie, right? This is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, I love Dune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can. Not everyone can play 100 hours game like Assassin's Creed or Final Fantasy VII Remake. That has been 1 month plus. You know.
Wow, are you saying something?
I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's mad. Damn it.
Makes sense. But I think there's another part of it where there's supposed to be puzzle, but those puzzles are not really puzzles. Those just are for you to
Oh, I heard of this as
It
well.
doesn't require for you to think. It doesn't require for you to just
I heard of this
you're
Okay.
there to
too.
just
I know
It
what
was,
you
it
mean.
was it
Heard
was
of
just
this.
filler. That's what a lot
It
of
was
people say
just
about the puzzles.
Heard of
okay.
this complaint.
Okay. Okay. Before I comment on that, I do not like until now because I tried again Hellblade Cinema 1. I literally hate the puzzle solving and also a little bit of the combat in Hellblade Cinema
Interesting.
1
Mm-hmm.
because you need to think a lot and then there's a lot of voices in your head. I mean, not in your head, in your headphones. And then,
Headphones.
Don't
yeah, and
confuse yourself.
of
Don't
course, in my
confuse
head,
yourself. Don't confuse yourself. Those are game audio
because,
fine, whatever.
well, everyone has an inner monologue, right? But if you were to compare with the inner voices in that game, the psychosis voices, versus Hellblade 1, it's a bit peaceful and it's a bit because you the whole thing about it is that in the first game there's a lot of negative comments about yourself, doubting yourself. Oh, Senua gonna die. You're not gonna do it. There's a positive, but when it comes to Hellblade Senua 2, you tend to be peaceful with the voices, so the narrative is a bit different. So when it comes to puzzle, right? Yeah, if you like challenges, the Hellblade one would be good. But I don't like it because you need to walk around, find a different angle for you to find that puzzle. It's not interesting, trust me. But when it comes to Hellblade 2, what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to make it very friendly so that you don't get bored. But the thing that people are commenting is the easy one. Remember Final Fantasy 10 where you have an orb? You need to push everything.
Yep.
That one is like
Oh.
90% harder compared to this one, but the concept is similar. but that is when I switched to my Xbox PC because the visual, the chromatic, colorful changes like a Crisis game where you see the distortion color blue and red. That is super beautiful because I'm playing with my 4K monitor. For me, it's not about you experiencing how hard the puzzle is because this is not the game, it's the experience. So for you to see that visual and the audio, that is what the whole purpose for my perception. So
Right.
yeah, that's what I
Okay,
think, guys.
last question.
Oh, you have another question?
I've been yeah. Okay, so I've heard. I think you mentioned this as well. So it's not an open world game, correct?
It is not.
So I think that was why a lot of people calling it like a walking simulator, and or maybe better. Usually, what you call, we had that Unreal 5
Mm-hmm.
tech demo kind of stuff. So a lot of people say that it is something
Tech demo.
that tech demo fit on that kind of, because you're not able to walk here and there kind of stuff. Is that true?
Correct. That's true.
So
That
you
is
don't
so
have any
true.
freedom to do whatever you want to do or something like that, or
If you have played Stellar Blade, whereby it is not entirely open world, same with Dogma 2, that's how it feels. Just that it doesn't have an open field space where you can just go everywhere. But for people who say there's no replayability of the games, the game is so short, you can just finish it off in one go without replaying it, without giving you a spoiler context. There is a replayability. There is something that you can collect, which can leads you into playing the game again with some extra things. So I think, yeah.
Achievement hunter, maybe.
Agreed. Achievement hunted. If you want to do that, my achievement was only 70% after finishing the game.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, because there's another 2 collectible things that you need to do. So
And you can only do that after you finish the game.
not really. You can actually finish it off.
Okay.
Okay.
But I have no idea where it was because it's all about visuals. That is when again I switched to my 4K display because Xbox it was only 30 FPS if you guys want to know. So when I switch to my PC, it goes to 60 or even higher, depending. And it burns my graphic card like crazy because I try to ultra max everything.
Wow.
Mine is
Of
3070.
Jeez.
Yeah, with 32. It burns. It reached 98. That's how beautiful. I have never played a game whereby I keep on changing my graphic every 5 minutes. in this game, I keep on changing my graphic every 5 minutes. That's why I see it takes me cumulatively 1 hour for me to minus the gameplay, for me to just fix a setting, because some part of it is worth that 4K. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Trust me, it is. But yeah, it's not
I'm afraid
everyone's
to.
cup of tea.
I'm afraid to download it to my PC now.
Yeah.
I know that I have no time
You
to
should.
appreciate the beauty of such a game. Maybe
It's
when
so
when I'm
beautiful because
finally
yeah,
I
retired.
think a lot of people did share that if there's any game that is really up that level, it's this game. So the
yes.
visual
It's
vibe is
Senua.
like it's just like
Being optimistic out of Helbet Cinema frame box. I think if people were to use a lot of Unreal Engine, definitely they will, right? I can see how magnificent the graphic and also the gameplay gonna be. Like what I told you, I'm having difficulty to decide whether am I in a CGI, am I in a controllable game? Because the thing that you saw in the demo is actually a character that you can
Gameplay.
control. So yeah, for me it's good enough for you to have that 5 hours, 6 hours gameplay with that kind of video fidelity. Yeah. Play it if you can. Just give it 30 minutes. It's free anyway. Then you'll see
That's
how
the
it
key
goes.
point. It's
If you can.
free. It's free. It's
Yeah,
free.
it's free, man.
Game
Unless
Pass
you don't have Xbox Game Pass, don't buy it on Steam. It's expensive.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
$50.
wait for 50% discount now.
How much is it on Steam? Let me see.
You say 50, right?
204, 202.
What?
Expensive,
Ringgit.
right?
Yeah.
Ringgit.
And there's a lot of
Expensive.
people purchase the game in Xbox, in Steam. That's why I
Really?
said the marketing, because of that 5 hours thing, brings a lot of profit to them, which I think they're gonna release Hellblade Senua 3 anyway, because there's nearly zero marketing
But
before
they
the
could
game
they
was
could
released.
refund it, right? Like wow, the Steam refund.
Five
2 hours,
you're
hours.
right?
saying that there's zero
Two
marketing
hours.
for this game. Is that what you're saying?
Again, you were saying?
You're saying that there's zero marketing for Hell's Blade 2?
I okay. I don't see any marketing. I was involved in a
Yeah.
poll. I was involved in
It's
a
been
poll.
around for almost okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of news about it, but for common people who doesn't get attached with the gaming news, I think the amount of advertisement that they're putting is less compared to Redfall and even Starfield, if you want to be fair. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
I inclined
Yeah.
to
right?
believe
Okay,
Same.
it.
Same. I will go with
because
that.
the poll that I was involved in, they were asking, have you seen the advertisement, blah blah blah, and there's 73 respondent, and 95% of them say no. So unless those
Because it's
73,000
true.
people, yeah, because it is true.
They
So
only
if
show
you,
it during showcase or yeah, the last one I saw was the Xbox showcase like end of last year.
yep,
It
yep,
was like
That was it.
it was like on every single E3 since 2000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
true,
when did
Yeah,
E3
yeah.
when
true.
was the
But
last
tell
E3
me how
though?
many people, yeah,
I
how
mean,
many
The
sorry,
people,
my bad. Not E3. I mean, I think
Game Awards.
yeah, Game Awards
yep,
showcase,
yep,
right? I think it
yep,
was. I mean,
showcase and Game
everyone was
Awards.
waiting for this game for. I mean,
I
because
think people know it exists
it,
lah, but
it,
it's that
it was being like in every of the showcase saying that okay, this is where Hellblade is right now. We're gonna get, but then yeah, but you're right. I do agree. Maybe the marketing part has been a bit of
Yeah. The
cluster
one
for
that
this.
boosts the game, I believe, is how people talking about it's $50 and it's only 5 hours,
it's
4 hours,
too bad it's
because
negative
it
lah.
was being yeah, it was being advertised as eight
Uh,
8 to 9 hours, but ended up the walkthrough from YouTube, people are just playing it for 4 hours, which I did as well. So but yeah, I'm sorry, the price is actually 220 ringgit on Steam. That's why it is so expensive. So amount of
no
people they give
physical. Yeah, no physical
no,
ones. Yeah.
no. No, I don't think they're gonna release physical anyway. So yeah, that's my take on Cinema a little bit. So
Play
Good
it.
take. Good
It's
take.
free on Game Pass. Play it.
30 minutes please. Just give it 30 minutes. If you don't like it, then it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do I
it's
need to play
so
the first
easy.
one?
You don't have to. There's no story plot
Continuation.
related from first game up to another, but the aspect of the first game in which the psychosis and everything is there. So if you were to play the first game and understand the reason and experiences of those psychoses, then some part of it you may be able to relate, but you don't have to. Like what I said, the first one is a masterpiece for me because it's cheap. My first day of purchase. The second one is a cinematic experience, like what I mentioned. It's like watching Dune 2 on IMAX.
Wow.
It's so good. It's so beautiful, man. I
I
love
need to
it.
see Dune 2, yeah.
I want to say thank you for allowing this kind of game to exist.
Hopefully,
you know,
it
with all
continues to
the
exist.
It's gonna be
with all with
most probably it's gonna win the best movie this year.
they need to win audio especially if
Oh
they
yeah,
It
yeah.
can.
I know
should, right? It should, right?
You know
Yeah.
what happens to Xbox games that win audio? Do you know what happens to them?
What's that?
I
What
know.
happened?
Tell me.
Tell me.
They're gonna get kicked out. They're gonna kick out.
Oh
They're gonna get
shit!
closed down.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Come
I
on, you
got
can
the
play
joke.
the game,
I
right?
got the joke. Hey, but cannot. Okay. Let's be fair. This round, right? I saw the news that they say that I already greenlit something. Another project for the Sun or the Hellblade team already. So it might.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, they greenlit another
Hopefully.
project for the
Hopefully.
dev. I think I saw the
Yeah.
news.
Hopefully
Thank you
that's
so much.
legit.
because
Please.
there's a controversy there where how come how comes a Hellblade that takes like 5 years to make, Hellblade 2 that takes 5 years to make, only have 5 hours gameplay, but Tango make games that are in the Game Awards but did not get to continue. The studio had to close down. So I remember that connection in terms of the news. That's why like, oh shit, you greenlight their team but you did not greenlight another team that got award. That sounds weird. So
Oh.
I'm not sure is it a Hellblade or not lah, but they did greenlit another project lah for the Hellblade team lah. So
Because being flooded with a lot of pay to win game, pay to whatever game, right? With all the mobile game, this kind of game suddenly not suddenly appearing now is for me is a welcoming thing because
It's gonna be it's gonna be a question of CBA lah, cost analysis. I mean,
hopefully
if since it's gonna be on Game Pass, so that alone will minus its profit, I guess, sales.
yeah,
And then how much cost does it require to make a game that is like so? Yeah,
imagine the
so,
equipment, the motion capture, the mics,
yeah,
the studio, the actress.
nothing bad will happen.
Yeah.
I can really imagine it being like super junky, a lot of machine there around it, and then so everything there is money.
All the cameras.
Yeah. So that was
All the cameras that Kojima has.
Oh
They
yeah,
all use it.
when I described that, right, I was thinking of Kojima. Thinking of Kojima, the way he makes all these kind of games lah. But at least
He
Kojima's
probably
games
loves he will probably love Hellblade too.
yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
He loves all this kind of RC stuff. I mean, it's free of Game Pass. I should hope that our PCs can handle it. We'll see. Even if it means I have to lower down the graphics, whatever. I just want to see.
Yeah,
just
just lower down the graphic.
Try la, Harry. You're less hoorah with your laptop.
Immortals of Avium
There's,
already showing who's boss.
in the in
can't
the
believe
setting.
I can't believe of all the games that show age is Immortals of Avium. I'm gonna download Hellblade 2 and see if
Yeah,
I
there you
can
can
do
go
better.
back.
Yeah, if it can do better, right? Immortals of Avium, shame on you. Shame on you.
Immortals of Avium just got an update today. They added a new graphical something like AMD FSRR. I don't know if you can run it better or not. But,
oh, you're putting that. That's good.
Okay,
yeah, on the PS5.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I've been using for my Senua as well.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Then I
So you might
download
look
again.
cinematic.
Maybe I
Yeah,
download
it
and
has
see
it
now.
has a graph parameter that says whether you're utilizing your VRAM for your graphic card to the max or not. Once
Oh.
it reaches 6,000 out of 6,000, for example, then you know your laptop or your PC gonna lag.
This one on the
My
PS5 though.
issue is the CPU. The CPU actually over. I'm like, wow, really? My graphic card is fine. My CPU is the issue. Let's see. I'll download and
Yeah, you'll
and
try.
see
You'll
how it
try.
goes.
I think you're gonna have a problem with the VRAM as well. You'll see how it goes.
Okay, cool. That's Hellblade 2, highly recommended by Zergg. And to be frank, I mean, a lot of us hope
it's
to
a
play
shame.
also.
One game you need to play before you die. Yeah,
Wow.
this should be
Okay,
included.
cool. Add that into a list then. Add that to a list of bunch of games that you need to play before you die. All right, let's go. We took quite some time, but let's go into our first topic. The PlayStation Portable, acronym is PSP. Basically, there's a rumor that a new handheld by Sony is in development. It's made by Sony themselves. It's not like third party. But basically, what they say is that it can actually play PS4 games natively, not the not your PlayStation Portable BS lah. This one you can really
It has
play.
not been released.
Yep. So, what do you guys think? A PlayStation Portable, a next gen PlayStation Portable that can play PS4 games. What do you think? Is it fun? Is it the thing that you want? What do you guys think, Adri?
Wow.
PS4.
The first thing you mentioned is remember the PS Vita had a TV version called the PS TV.
Oh, I heard about that.
It was basically like a Vita that connects to your TV and then you can play it with your PS4, PS3 controller. So when you mentioned this PSP that plays PS4 games, it brings me back to that product. Like, wow, are we?
Do they sell it here? I have heard of it, but
They
I haven't
did sell it
seen
here.
Okay, how was it?
They did. I saw the ad. I saw the ad again. Like coming to Malaysia, it's like 700 ringgit or something with the Vita TV and one PS3 controller. So you can play all your Vita games on the TV, but not all Vita can play on the PSDV, which is weird. So when it comes to this, I don't know how this PSP gonna be. Is it like you can play some of your PS4 games that you have digitally onto its system, or is it like will you have new catalogs of games that only exclusive to that PSP4 or whatever? So I don't know how's it gonna be. It's like Vita and PSP has their own catalog, right? So
Yeah.
hmm.
Okay. Adi just gave me an idea where because Sony always has issues supporting two platforms, right?
Yes.
Okay. What if if it's just basically it's a device, it's a portable device that they push up. Say you can. Sony has their own database already. They know which PlayStation 4 games you own one, right? Digitally or something like that. What if they just release a handheld that you sign in already? All your PS4 games that you buy before, it's all just there, so that they don't have to worry about making new games.
So they just download the thing.
Yeah, just download the game. Then they don't have to worry about making new games already, right? Would you guys want that?
I would welcome that.
Would you guys want
I would welcome that.
So
because
no new games though. No new games, as in just
So it's basically like a PS Portal without with an actual working non-streaming device attached to it.
I mean,
right? If you say it that way, it's basically what people want in the PS Portal.
But the PS Portal can actually stream PS5 games, right?
Yeah, but if they do add remote play to this, because if it's like the PS4, right, the PS4 can stream into your PS5. So if they wanna do this right, if they're gonna use the same ecosystem of the PS4, I'm guessing they're gonna have remote play as well. So technically, you can have that and remote play to your PS5. So it's like a PS Portal but better in a way, because you could play your PS4 games natively on that device.
Okay,
if that happens,
added functionality lah. Added functionality.
Yeah, if like that, I think they should have just released that instead of the PS Portal. But I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Reese, what about you? You got any thoughts about this? Would this be something you want?
As always, yeah, definitely. I think I'm a big fan of PSP back then. They had a bunch of pretty solid IP, and then of course, they were basically absorbing all PS1 software as well. Got a lot of good games in PS1 that always good to have that portability kind of thing. Part of this is a very good example, 7, 8, 9. And then you have a lot more other RPG, I think Persona kind of stuff. It was I would consider PSP as one of my favorite portable platform.
Mm-hmm.
Well, DS had a better library, I would say, but then PSP had that. I mean, do you guys still remember how differentiated was Nintendo kind of software compared to
Oh
Sony software
yeah.
back then, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I still had that favoritism towards PSP back then because of games like Final Fantasy Tactics, RPG games that you can always bring anywhere, right? So I'm uh I think Vita had a bit of issue because the library was pretty, I would say,
Not as great lah. It was
not
I
as
think a
good.
lot
Yeah, it's
lesser.
great. The price was a bit on the high end kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and then but I don't personally I think Vita was not a failure, but of course the market says that because for some reason it was competing with 3DS back then, right? So uh, I was hoping that Sony could still continue that, but for some reason they decided not. And if this news is it's gonna be a real news, I'm always gonna be very excited. And definitely will get that in my
Okay. Okay. Cool.
in my yeah, especially with a lot of good PS4 games. We have a lot of good PS4 games. I PS4 library is amazing, amazing, right? I mean, imagine you can play games like Charted, Portable, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be something like Switch as well that you can always plug in into your TV, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be very excited if they do this. Yeah, let's hope they have the risk appetite to tank this a bit more.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Zerg? You had the portal, right?
I think
You had the portal.
I don't because
Okay.
it is not officially released in Malaysia
Shit, I
just
keep
yet.
thinking you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
with that, because it's a bit pricey if you were to buy it out of the third party. I'm so excited because now that we know Microsoft and Sony is entering handheld, which they have not. Xbox gonna be the first one, I believe. And then I think it all depends on because the rumors or the news is saying it's gonna be there and they're looking for a job, but we don't know when it will be released. Say for example, you're talking about 2027, 2028, for example. By then we're gonna have a Switch 2, Switch Pro, whatever the name is, and then we're gonna have our PS5 Pro soon. By then, probably you're talking about PS6 and the price, of course. So it depends on that. Say, for example, PS6 is already on the line, and the game they think they'll be released with PS4 compatibility. I think it can help in terms of playing because PS4 has a lot of good catalog that
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of backlog for me as well. For example, if it can play Diablo and even Hellblade, I'm sorry, what's it?
God of War, is it?
The
No, God of War for
Oh,
sure.
Elden
Um,
Ring.
no, okay, the Helldivers.
I don't know what game is that. I'm saying.
Divers
Elden
1.
Ring.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh,
good PS4
I
game,
mean,
but
in terms
say
of
for
Yeah.
library,
example,
yes, yes.
yeah, but say for example, by then when it is gonna be released and we already have PS6, then I think people perception and the whether it's gonna sell or not is gonna be a bit different. But if you're talking
wait,
about now in the next 2 years, yeah, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be happy with it. I hope it's gonna be not as expensive as PS5, but in the middle of PS Portal and also
Yeah.
PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I find it a bit odd. I find it a bit odd that
Mm-hmm.
is there any really a real reason why Sony and Xbox are not doing this? I mean, they have. I'm pretty sure they have the pocket for it, right?
I think
Uh.
the one that I heard about when PS Vita
Yeah.
was released, right? They need to make a separate game out of it. Not to say game, they cannot really port it totally.
Well,
Probably can ask Adri about it.
it was like 15 years ago, right? So I would assume with whatever that's going on with Switch right now and a lot more other portable device, I think it's pretty streamlined right now. I mean, it was really mind-boggling why Sony and Xbox are hesitating on this, right?
I think I mentioned just now. I think I mentioned just now where I think I mentioned a point I mentioned just now is that Sony has always have issue supporting two platforms because unless the Switch is two things in one, But if you're talking about Sony and Microsoft making a handheld, right? That handheld is good. If assuming that they're gonna play the same games, right? That handheld is gonna be I assume it's gonna be quite expensive because right now if we are talking about like the Rogue Ally, the Steam Deck, what the Ionio, whatever MSI Claw or something like that lah. I'm not too updated. Those things are quite expensive, isn't it? Those are like 2,000, 3,000,
it is.
4,000. I have to see. It depends on the storage. So imagine the handheld version of let's say a PS6. It's more expensive than a console version of PS6.
Well, of course, we're not gonna be talking about those that are at the highest, highest level of the console. I think deliverables from Sony, right? I mean, you don't expect they for them to create a PS6 where it's something like Switch, then it makes sense. But I think when you talk about PS4, I would assume that is at least a generation behind. Nothing to be so careful about that. In those portable device can run those kind of things. I mean, as what Zergg mentioned, the catalog for PS4 is like amazing. They have like so many good games, right? And then we're not talking about at the level of PS5. Even if at the level of PS5, it's just PS4. I think that should be pretty solid enough that yeah, I'm having a bit of difficulty of trying to find a reason why they don't want to do this. Because
I have a thought about this, right? Okay, so let's put it this way. I ask you guys if they release a handheld right now, basically what we talk about here, where they only play PS4 games, you guys are okay with it, right? You guys would buy it, right? Correct? But
I would buy it.
I'm just wondering like how much appeal it would have towards attracting new players where I know existing fans would love it. They would love to play their PlayStation games portable, right? But for new gamers, when assuming that this handheld, okay, you want me to buy this handheld, there is no new games. The games are all already there. It's a PS4 games. You can buy it, yes, but there's no more new games. It's just there. The library is there already. You just have to purchase from there. Would it be appealing? For casual gamers, I don't know.
I feel
There's no new games.
The mobility of it. Well, it doesn't mean that they won't be able to dev a new game. It's just that the game that they're gonna be just limited to PS4 kind of spec, right? And I think PS4 is still a valid kind of spec nowadays. It's not like you play PS4, you feel like you're playing PS1 or PS2 right now, right? So I don't know. I think the portability alone is a pretty strong reason why it can sell pretty well, despite not having new IP or new software. But even with that kind of context, I do feel that it's not so impossible that they will be able to come up with a new software for it, right? So I mean, yeah, I think it's a pretty no-brainer kind of thing for them to go through this lah. So yeah.
I do agree lah that it has its appeal lah. I'm just my only concern is just how much it can be a pull factor for new players only. I feel that if they do like this, right, they are just gonna be very very very. It's gonna be like a PlayStation Portable that are able to bring in more players, that bring in more existing fans. But that's about it. Like you want to market this towards new players. It's gonna be hard because they want the newer stuff. Why do they want to pay to play old PS4 game, regardless of how superior the quality they are lah, and how diverse in terms of the variety of game library lah. That's just my issue on this thing lah. But we'll see. I think I think this news is quite valid. So hopefully
It's interesting. Yeah.
hopefully it come out in a year. Like Zergg said, let's not wait until PS6 come out only you release this that can play PS4.
That would be so weird. Yeah.
By then I think you need to let them play
Yeah.
PS5 already, right?
Yeah.
PS4 cannot cut it already, right?
Highly,
Just release a PS Portal that can play PS5 games
Yeah, might as
natively.
well
Right?
already.
right?
Yeah.
I agree actually. So if you want to lay outright, it should be when PS5 is still active, like it's still your console lah. But don't do it when PS6 come out. If PS6 come out, that means you have to up your handheld also to play PS5 already. But by then, the pricing that's gonna be an issue though, because you're literally playing your portable PS5. How much is that gonna charge? All right, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo don't always acquire studios, but we know that when they acquire studios, usually for specific reasons, and so far for their track record, their acquired studios usually help them quite a lot. Example is Monolith. Monolith help a lot. They have their own franchise, Xenoblade, stuff like that. Baten Kaitos, stuff like that. But they also help out immensely with the development of other mainline Nintendo games like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, right? So let's talk about this new acquisition. It's called Shiver Entertainment Inc. Based on the information that I see here, they are mainly port studios. Their most famous works are they actually ported Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1 to the Nintendo Switch. Regardless of the quality, they did their best, I believe. So like that. They still ported the game. I think it looks still okay. Like I see some praises. So basically the question is, what do you think of this acquisition? What would be the reason why they do this, and what's the implication of it in the long run? I feel I know them through porting games lah. So they would have the technology themselves as a third party. They have the technology to port games already. So if they gabong with Nintendo, they will get more information about the system that they can help out in not just the current Switch but in the future Switch. So any of the third party games need help, have some issue with porting games to the next Switch 2, then they will just bring this Shiver Entertainment to meet them, and then tell just like giving them like a knowledge of how to do it lah. That's what I think, mainly for porting. What do you guys think? Maybe I want to go with Zergg first since we go it this way. Zergg,
Wow, it's me.
Yay!
It's him.
I think. Yeah, hi guys.
I love Zergg for this, seriously.
The first thing that crossed my mind when I read the story was that I'm thinking about, okay, they're gonna acquire, which is very rare, a company that can work to port current Switch game to the next Switch console. That's what I was thinking.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're gonna put because we have no idea whether there's a lot of rumors about it, right? Whether backward compatibility or whatever. And of course, knowing, for example, Paper Mario that we have recently, there was a 10 years game that they put in.
Right.
I'm sure it'll be faster for them to acquire this company with a backtrack. Yeah, it has been 10 years, right? And it's beautiful. I would say again, not like
we say
20 years.
Yeah,
20.
20. Wow.
Oh, is it 20?
Jeez.
Wow.
20 years. Yeah.
Jesus,
It's a
man.
GameCube. It's a GameCube game, right?
It's a GameCube. Yeah,
Mhm.
correct. It's a
Wow.
GameCube.
Jeez. Okay, never mind. Continue.
Sorry.
Because I like what everybody is saying. I think the porting of Hogwarts Legacy into Nintendo Switch was quite successful as well. A lot of people buy the game, right? And
Yeah.
because I tried to play with my Steam Deck, remember, frame rate is horrible.
Oh.
So I think it's a big win for them. I'm not sure whether it's gonna be because I was trying to think think like, oh, are they gonna put in their games into other console or PC? Because you see a lot of success. Tsushima and also Hellblade, right? And not Hellblade,
Yeah.
another game.
Oh yeah,
From
Hellblade One.
PS goes to
That's a good
PC.
theory. That's a good theory.
Yeah, so I'm the first thought is it's gonna be for Switch 2. I hope probably they're gonna acquire this company so that they can just port in and make it available in Steam. So it's gonna be a win for us as a end user. So yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to add on that even they mentioned that even though they acquired Shiver Entertainment, right? Shiver Entertainment can still work for releasing games on the other platforms as well. So I think that's a pretty cool thing for Nintendo that they still
Oh,
allow
is
this
it? Did they say that?
Yeah, they did say that
Not
Well,
just
other
not just
platform as
Nintendo
well.
I
console.
think
Yeah, I think other
Game Freak
platforms
does
too.
that as well, right?
Oh
Game
yeah,
Freak,
Game Freak does PC games. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
does some other games as well for
Yeah,
the
yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's
limited,
cool.
limited to IP. I
Yeah,
think
I love that.
limited to IP.
I love that when Nintendo acquires studios, they don't, everything must be us. But of course, to be fair, Microsoft acquire this other studio. They also didn't say that it's
Yeah,
just for
I
Xbox,
don't.
also for others too. Okay, I want to be fair.
I don't
Depends
think
on
That
it's
as
which
well.
game.
Yeah,
exclusive
depends
to
on which game.
Nintendo.
Yes,
It's just
that's right.
yeah,
That's
it's
right.
just business kind of environment. So, usually there will be cases where you acquire a business, right? So, with the terms and contract, there might be some flexibility in terms of what you can limit to certain kind of platform. What you so this is nothing exclusive for Nintendo. I mean, it's pretty common business. I think business contracts and terms. So I would assume that that would be the case for this one, and usually it would just say that we call them like a not a third party. We will call it second party kind of thing. Is that it?
Yes,
At
because
this point,
they are
yes.
under
Yeah.
Nintendo, but not like
Under
in the
Nintendo,
main
yeah,
scene like
yeah,
that. It's
exactly.
just
Correct.
yeah,
It's something
second
like
party.
Game Freak, like, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. I mean, like since Reese talking already, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you have anything else to add or how?
More
Well,
GameCube games on Switch.
yeah, that'll be that'll be the we still have a couple of good GameCube games that we want to see on Switch or Switch 2, whatever. But um, it's always nice to see this kind of news, especially right now because we've been hearing a lot of bad news for the devs, right? So
Yeah.
devs has been tanking a lot, getting a lot of hits. So when you hear a big company like Nintendo acquiring this kind of uh, company that does a lot of porting kind of stuff, and then it feels that there is still hope. There's still hope in mankind, kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited, of course. With what Zerg mentioned as well, Hogwarts, despite not being like on par with the PC and the other platform quality, but it still sell pretty well. It meets the market kind of requirement, and I think kids would definitely prefer this one because it's mobile. So it's whatever they've done with this is a pretty good job. Yeah, I think it's a great news to be within Nintendo circle network.
Yeah.
It's a great news. So happy for both. I for both Nintendo and them as well. So
I want to add on a context. Shiver Entertainment Inc. It's used to be part of Embracer Group. Embracer Group these days they use years back they so gung ho go and acquire studios here and there, acquire IP here and there. Made them like super big, but then just like within last
Did they
year
buy
they
from Square Enix also? The EDOS,
yeah,
Eidos, yeah,
Eidos
Crystal,
Entertainment, Eidos Interactive, something like that.
EDOS,
Yeah,
and what else? There was the
a,
other
lo- a
one.
lot of a lot of very
The,
popular IPs. They used to
all the
acquire.
Western studios that Square Enix has,
Yep,
they gave it to Embracer.
yep.
if I'm mistaken,
So
they are board games publisher or something like that. That's one of their biggest thing.
Oh, is it board
Yeah, if I'm not
board
mistaken,
games?
board
Oh,
games.
games.
So they started with that, and then eventually they start to explore.
Yeah,
They have a big capital source, so I don't know.
they sort of
Maybe
rise up in the past few years. You see that they actually start. I think they started from acquiring THQ, if I'm not wrong. Then they keep buying like smaller studios, and also keep buying some popular, not super big lah, but popular IPs. But then suddenly something happened. The management just implodes. That a lot of the games that they push out not doing so well. Money's not coming in. That's why these days they are in this process of letting the studios go, and one of them is Shiver Entertainment. So just want to add on context where Nintendo came in to save Shiver Entertainment, or else Shiver Entertainment had to close down already. So in a time where a lot of studios are closing down, people are being let off, it's great to see that there's such thing happening where Nintendo came in and help out. You guys have did some pretty good job on the porting the games. Let's work together, and so that you guys don't have to lose their job. So I don't know how many people actually have how many jobs is being saved lah, but you can save one, you save one.
I think help out might not be the correct kind of term, but because in the end, Nintendo must have something in their mind.
Got benefit out of it lah.
Yep. Something that they want to see, either either within their IPs kind of, or I think it's something that they think they Nintendo require right now, and it just makes sense for them to get this on their side.
Yep. I want to hear let's hear from Adri. Anything you want to add, Adri?
it is actually pretty exciting. One of the most exciting acquisition I've heard in a while compared to Microsoft's acquisition of Blizzard Entertainment. But that again, it came with a bit of a bittersweet moment for Microsoft. But then for Nintendo, this one is like, wow, this is super great. Like nobody's gonna reject them or they're this welcome. And it's also surprising because Nintendo hasn't done an acquisition of of another company in a long while. Like I couldn't remember the last time they acquired, or even they didn't even like shout it out that they bought a company.
Yeah, they don't make it
but this is like
they don't make it like
some they don't make it that well nice. They don't make a lot of noise.
Mentioned.
The last one is
Luigi mentioned. What was it?
Retro Studio, is it?
Retro.
No, not Retro. I think.
Was it Retro?
Who's the one who Luigi mentioned? 3, right?
I don't remember already though.
Yeah, I heard about it.
But anyway, this one Shiver. I'm looking at their official letter of acquisition. I'm surprised they really italic the Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1, saying that those two games impressed them the most. That they got running to Switch on the mini cartridge. It's not the online cloud version, mind you. It's on the cartridge. So that impressed Nintendo enough to like, okay, here's some pocket money that we have. I'll buy your company.
Shame on you, Square Enix with Kingdom Hearts. Shame on you.
Yeah, would you imagine if Square Enix released a full functioning Kingdom Hearts on cartridge? Nintendo would be like, okay, we'll buy you, Square Enix.
I think that is the normal Nintendo way. I think that's the normal Nintendo way, because they'll be starting out with those kind of contracts, or the way that they work with the business, something like that. Because I think what Zergg mentioned was correct. So Luigi mentioned 3 was developed by Next Level Game.
Next Level, that's correct. Yes.
Next Level has always been in the circle, but they are like third party kind of dev, and then as Nintendo keep working with them, maybe Nintendo finally say, okay, these guys they're pretty good, right? So let's just get them in. So that's what happened. I think this one, it applies the same kind of scenario. So maybe despite Mortal Kombat receiving a lot of memes, but I think the idea is that maybe Nintendo really see that this company can do work.
The potential,
there's a potential where they can do those kind of tough job to add games like those. And then Nintendo maybe feels that's a benefit for them to.
Yeah, especially when those two games that we mentioned, Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1, are very what do you say, technical, heavy games in the
Correct.
other console, but somehow Shiver able to put all of that
That's off, yeah.
onto the cartridge. To release a game on Switch, you gotta have Nintendo approval and all that. So they have to go see the game in itself. So maybe they did see it, and despite the graphical output or whatever, it still runs as intended. Like you could play the game from start to finish
Exactly.
without problem. I mean, yeah, graphical issue aside, but
Sorry, Cage aside, yeah, but yeah.
the thing, those two games can run very well. I bought Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, after the patch came out, but after they released all the patches, it runs pretty good. It's like it ran. You can still fight like you play on the console, like despite loading times or whatever. But when you're in the fight, it's like all the inputs hit very well. It's like as a fighting game player myself, like yo, the inputs like on point. Like it's not like it's like a 5 second lag or whatever when I press the punch button or whatever. It's like that. It's like almost competitive level input. So seeing that, I think Nintendo did a good job acquiring that, because I think moving forward when they have Switch 2 or whatever, and they have like more fighting games like Mortal Kombat, maybe the new Mortal Kombat game, or maybe let's say a new Street Fighter coming to Switch 2. Yeah, they definitely need Shiver's help and expertise to like port them and robust. And also, we're gonna go back to another news from Square Enix, right? From their sales news, that they say they want to do multi-platform and all that. Right? Yeah, Nintendo acquiring Shiver is just the perfect time for Square Enix to like work with Nintendo and port probably more of their future games. Like, remember, I don't know, maybe FS16 coming to Switch 2, or the whole FS7 remake trilogy coming to Switch 2, and Shiver's gonna be in their toes very deep in this development and porting them. I'm sure of it, and it's gonna be running very well. Even though maybe graphical wise, yeah, it will be lacking, but yeah, it's gonna run very well when it comes out eventually. Nintendo's ready. I think Nintendo's ready.
I'll just add one last thing. Since we're talking about porting, Zergg mentioned about porting existing old Nintendo games to a current platform.
Okay.
Can we please finally Xenoblade Chronicles X? Please. I was like, yeah, why not? Why is it not happening? Shiver, please do something. I don't know what happened there. Please, is it being
Great.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not sure. Hopefully, it's already being worked on. It's gonna be announced on June.
I'm sure.
But if it's not,
I'm pretty sure it's in the shelf.
Yeah,
it's in the shelf. So
I kind of want to play
maybe
that.
it could be halfway done or something, and then once they got Shiver, they probably put them with Monolith. Like, hey guys, help them port this.
This will be a
to
lot
Switch,
easier.
please.
This will be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Actually, it's on the Wii U. Please do something about it.
I mean, Shiver would have access to all of the game dev that
Oh yeah.
Nintendo has, even for future console that they have planned or whatever. So they can have like a step up already in porting all these games. Like they could like already prepare a procedure or a program, whatever. When let's say Square Enix finally gonna port FS7 remake to Switch, they'll be like, okay, let's go through the program and then just put it in the small cartridge again. All three games, maybe, I don't know, maybe all three FS7 trilogy in that small cartridge.
Wow.
That would be so freaking amazing, man. That would be technological marvel. That is the future. That is the future.
Love Adri's optimism.
Yeah.
All in one sounds
All in
difficult,
one.
but I mean, let's
You
be
never
real.
know.
Technology is
Harry.
getting smaller and more compact. So
I bet you missed that blink. There was a blink in between that.
Oh, that's why you blink. Yeah. I'm trying to be optimistic as well, because I'm just saying that the discs are getting smaller, more compact. Who knows?
I know nothing.
Maybe next time a small little thing like this is a 1 terabyte. Who knows?
Yeah, and then Nintendo and Shiver like, okay, yeah, we can fill it up to half of it.
Yep.
And it's 3 Final Fantasy 7 remake trilogies. That's amazing, man. I'm very happy with this acquisition. Actually, I'm looking forward to the future of Nintendo ports and see if they're still porting for the original Switch. I want to see how future games for that Switch gonna be once they have this company. I want to see that.
Right. All right. Let's move on to the last topic. Nintendo again, but this one is more. I think it should be a small topic lah. Nintendo Switch is officially the best-selling video game system in Japan.
Ooh,
It barely
ooh.
defeated. It barely defeated the DS. Let me double check again. The DS is around 32.86 million. The Switch
Wow.
just passed it at 32.9. So it's like
Wow.
0.04 million. So this happens when? This happens yesterday. So the Switch is the best console in Japan for now. At the moment, so I'm pretty happy about it. The question I want to ask for you guys is, basically we know that Japan is important for the Switch, lah, right? But
Yeah.
some people may not know this, but why? Why do you guys think the Switch works so well? Because I've seen so many articles, so many YouTube videos where people are sharing monthly or weekly sales charts of game consoles and games performance in Japan, despite a week or a month without what's it called, big Nintendo games, Switch games. The Switch continues to sell and sell. You see a lot of times the top 10 charts, right? Usually I would say 80-90% the games there are on the Switch are Switch games. Despite, like, let's say a good example is like when the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out. Despite that, I would say that maybe that 1 week the PS5 sold more than the Switch, but after that the Switch just keep selling more consoles compared to the PS5. Why do you guys think that is the case? Why is the Switch so successful in Japan? Who wants to start first?
Me.
All right.
I'll start because this has been a huge factor for Nintendo ever since. I mean, looking at the Japan economy and whatnot, since the inception of the Game Boy, even like everybody knows the Game Boy history, like how the creator got the idea, right? They saw a businessman on a train, typing on the calculator, thinking it's a game or whatever. So that's how they got the idea of the Game Boy.
Very sad. Now think about it. That sounds very sad.
But that, I think that from that moment, right? I think Nintendo figured out like the average working Japanese or even any normal Japanese, right, would move around, use public transport or whatever to play, they use it for everyday lah. So they would use this to find a way to extend it in a way that they can complement or make it more entertaining for them to enjoy. So hence they created Game Boy, and then Game Boy, I think they stick to that philosophy up until the Switch, of course. I mean, they try to stay with the home console with the Wii and Wii U, right? That's successful in its own, except for the Wii U, but Wii is successful or GameCube is in their own way. But the Switch, right? You can like, it's basically a home console that you can bring it around anywhere, and with that capabilities, right? You can like go around, play Pokemon on the train, on the bus with your friend, and all that. So it's just the connectivity and the portability that the Japanese people love so much. Like I remember reading a study that a lot of Japanese people would play games on the phone more than the console, right? So hence why we have a lot of gacha games on the phone, or all the Japanese, or most of the Japanese company will create a gacha game equivalent to their IP for their phones, right? So they want that phone market as well, because it's guaranteed that everyone in the world would most of everyone in the world would have a phone, right? So Nintendo is also trying to do the same thing, like but this time with their own device lah, and it seems to be working well. I mean, it's kind of beating up PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation also trying to do that with the PS Portal, but it's like you need Wi-Fi or whatever, so that's the downside. And Xbox has the cloud gaming going on with their X Cloud, I believe that's what it's called. So yeah, but they're not turning out an actual native device. Like they had, the PSP was successful, because it had that also, and Vita was going to be the evolution of that, but the PlayStation somehow did not support it moving forward, so that kind of failed and run down to the ditch.
Yep.
But Nintendo all the way, man, always support their handhelds, their consoles, even the Wii U they support it till the end, and then the Switch now 7 years and going. We don't know when the Switch is coming out, but they're still supporting Switch till I don't know till when the Switch to come out. I don't know. With bring it back to Shiver again. With they might support more Nintendo ports coming to the Switch, and you never know, that will uh, extend the lifeline of Switch somehow, and then it will just continue to keep selling and selling, and the portability again, the native device in your hand, that flat, easy to keep away. There's a light version, so Nintendo just keep going, keep sticking to that philosophy of um being an extension of entertainment for everyday public transport user, a Japan user, and that extended to, well, the whole world as our public transport getting better and better. So it's basically that. I feel, let's keep it simple.
Okay, cool. Move on to Reese then. What do you think, Reese?
Well, whatever that Adri, Adri covers it all. So I agree. I think they 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 made the right choice. I saw this one video from that YouTuber group X. I forgot there's one video that I shared that Switch was a idea that has been around with Nintendo for a while, and they made the right move. And then, of course, whatever happened with Wii U was the blunder. But then it all it's nothing that uh, I think it seems that they were planning for this for some time. So, and then all the chess move that they did really hits the note and stuff. So that's why we got Switch, and it really penetrate the market, especially for Japan, because Japan is a very very high paced kind of market where everyone will
That's a good word. Yeah, high
yeah.
pace.
So the mobility really really plays a big portion of the life cycle for Japanese, and that's why it's just that successful. And I think I've shared this in my podcast
Oh yeah.
before. So a lot of those small bites kind of gameplay that you can see in Nintendo software, right? So you don't you don't need like a lengthy hour of time to have fun in the game. There'll be those small
Yeah,
bites and stuff
yeah.
that helps platform with portability kind of feature to get those boosts, right. And in a way, as I mentioned, Nintendo, they're not competing with Sony and Xbox right now. They're competing with mobile kind of route. They know there's a big market because mobile is casual. You're talking about market that's so huge, right? And Nintendo just wanna grab that bit of that market, and I think that's why I believe that Switch was the inevitable kind of move from Nintendo to go with that. They were very strong with Game Boy, with Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, right? And it is they know that uh this is the market of the future, and this was like 20 years ago. They predicted this, and then finally, because Wii U, let's admit it, even Wii U is a big blunder by Nintendo, but it has that idea of mobility there. That's why you have that console controller with the screen kind of stuff. So it's nothing that is out of Nintendo kind of mindset. So Yeah, and of course, I think both those hardware capability and those software capability from Nintendo allows that to happen. So you can see a very good example is that a lot of Sony's game, Xbox game requires so much time to get produced, right?
Yep.
On the other hand, Nintendo games they don't really push the graphical kind of part of it because they know they wanted to minimize the cost that software requires, right? That they can as soon as possible they can just uh, come out with those games. I mean, if you see first party game for Nintendo since the last 6 years, they've been having those first party games pretty consistently, at least 4 to 5 first party games a year, and that's pretty strong kind of thing output from Nintendo, right? I mean, Sony and Microsoft they are delivering first party game, solid first party game, but it takes them so much money and so much time for them to get it out right.
Yep.
You
For
can
context,
this year alone. Yeah, this year alone, Sony don't. I don't think there's any first party game for Sony this year,
I
right?
was about to say that this year actually, I think they even mentioned it.
Yeah,
There's no
no.
first party. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. How did that
And
happen?
Nintendo, I think at this point in time they have like 2 or 3 right, first party game.
Yeah.
So
And some of them
imagine
are
that.
ports.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
That
You're right.
that was a very very business kind of move from Nintendo, and that's just made it pretty easy for them to achieve those kind of success. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. Now let Zergg share his thoughts.
I have nothing else to say other than what Reese has copied from my brain. Other than
That's one way to say it.
I got a lot of
yeah, I don't know how he did it, but yeah, thank you, Reese. That's all I want to
man
say.
player. That's what my player does to you, know.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, anything else
Yeah,
to add? If you have anything else to add, yep.
I think I do. The strong cultural influences and how cultural differences of Japanese. I'm fortunate enough to know that when I was in Japan, platform preference in Japan is always a handheld. You can see a lot of people. I can see a lot of people in the airport itself was playing Switch back then
Right.
in 2000. I can't remember. Probably we have seen that as well. But since last year and also just a few weeks ago, I was in Europe for 3 weeks. I am very surprised when I was in mid Europe. I was in Italy, France, and also in Swiss.
Wow.
Yeah, I I just came there for the past few days. I can't see any because I use train every day, and I walk every day, and you see because the culture there, everyone walks, and I stop at the cafe. I'm the only person that I know within my vicinity of my eye vision that use console handheld. I was bringing my Switch and also my Blackbone. And then people in the train was like looking at me. So I don't see anyone in Europe was playing. Probably that's just me in the short duration of 3 weeks when I was in Italy and Swiss. But it's a bit different when it comes to Japanese, right? So I think probably when you talk about the importance of Switch and also Nintendo itself in Japanese in contrast to other part of the world, I think that's the reason why the platform preference in Japanese, they have a very strong preference toward a gaming platform such as handheld, obviously the Nintendo 3DS, and also Switch, right? So, which is why it is reflecting on their achievement, and it's a bit struggle for you to find that kind of market, especially in Europe. I don't know about US.
I think just a quick one.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Europe has always been a bit of laid back in terms of it, but I think America, on the other hand, I think they really appreciate those mobility as well. So yeah. So
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
got stuck. I thought my screen stuck somewhere.
Yeah, I thought so.
I almost I almost died while fighting a boss, so that's why.
Okay, fine.
Almost there.
He's playing Senua.
The boss the boss
Don't
still
play
there.
Senua right now.
No, I'm playing Diablo.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
House of Hour.
so yeah, you can see the cultural differences and the I think in terms of support that they get, I'm sure they have yes, it is a niche appeal of this Japanese pop culture, right? And some of the games cater for a specific niche subculture, blah blah blah. JRPGs are for everyone, for example, and you can see a lot of representation e-sport. That there are European people, for example, but we're talking about handheld per se, and we are as a nation, we are copying what Japanese are doing. So it's good to know that, say for example, we're talking about the next console soon. I'm sure Nintendo gonna make a good sales out of their new platform again in Asia, especially in Japan. Yeah.
Anyone recall that trailer Nintendo like 2 years ago or 1 year that this one guy was thing just finished his work, went to a was it a bus?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
I mean, you
yes.
guys recall that?
Which
That
one
What
is
is
it?
that?
He went
When
back his
was
home
this?
and then sit on the side of the sit at his
And
house
then he
playing.
played
What is it?
Zelda, right?
He was playing was Zelda in the bus.
He was Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, something like that. So that was really a weird adjustment from Nintendo, but it actually makes sense. Makes a lot
It
of
hits
sense.
the right spot. Yeah, I
It was a weird
relate to that so much for some reason.
like quiet and then, like a dull life of
Oh yeah,
Of
I
a
saw it.
salaryman.
I think it's a salary. Yeah, that's correct. I can't.
The
Because I
salaryman
can
one.
relate to that one quite a bit. I think I can relate to that one quite a bit.
a that was the very good example of telling you this portability and switch.
Okay, since I'm the last one, I think a lot of the being the last usually that means that I have disadvantage of a lot of talking points you guys already mentioned. I'm not gonna say that you guys steal my mind ideas from my mind. Um, there are a lot of stuff from Reese. I think I mentioned during his podcast where it's mainly because of Japanese lifestyle where they are quick, fast paced, right? I think that's the word you guys mentioned. Use the word fast paced life, where they have very little free time in between. As soon as they get out of work, get out of the house, very little free time to do the things that we really like. So the Switch being portable, plus with a lot of games being designed to be bite-sized enjoyment, actually helps quite a bit. Like Zelda, play 30 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of Zelda, you actually get to get some good achievements. It actually motivates you to do whatever life stuff you can do that you need to do later on. So I feel like, yeah, I think the Switch is a perfect console for the Japanese life, but in a way I feel that it also suits not just Japanese but other Asian countries as well. We talk about Korean. I'm not sure how Koreans perceive Switch, but I assume it should be similar too. But when it comes to like Asia countries like us, Malaysia, even though I don't commute always, but I work all the time, so in between work and small little free time I have, I play the Switch, so it resonates with me especially well too, especially the portability where once I finish my work, I want to go back into the room and sleep already. I actually don't want to go to the couch there and then fire up the TV, fire up the PS4, PS5 to play a game that will wake people up, or if you have a headphone for that lah. But you just want to go back to your room and lie down. And what's the best thing you can do other than phone? It's a Switch. So I feel that is the reason why the Switch is working so well in Japan, because it's that small little enjoyment in between free times that really makes it the choice, the device of choice aside from phones because phones, I think Adri mentioned, is it, or is it Reese, where the games are usually very gacha based, super gacha, right? So I assume that
Yeah.
people that are not fond into all these kind of games, they would prefer like full-fledged games that you pay once and that's about it. So in that case, I think the choice is pretty clear. That would be the Switch, because you pay once, that's most likely you gotta pay more, most likely lah. So I think that's the only choice of game consoles lah. All right, so I think that's pretty good point from everyone. We pretty much shared what we think why Switch works best in Japan. Hopefully we are accurate in most of them. All right, I think that should be it. I think we are doing pretty well today. A lot of really good points. We get all three main topics done within 1.5 hours. So thank you so much, guys.
Shout out.
Oh yes.
Shout out to
One last thing. I think I'm gonna go and buy that tomorrow.
Go.
go buy what?
Buy what?
You saw the you guys saw the clothing from Reese? Saw Reese clothing?
What is that?
His
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go and buy tomorrow. I've been pushing already. I want to buy the tiers one. The certain
Okay.
someone's tiers. Okay, just saying. And then my kids actually like the one Reese having. And then there's another one where Zelda's falling down, and then Link is one. That one is.
Oh, that
pretty
looks
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Not all. I
That looks
all of them.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you would, Reese.
The only two I didn't get is the Bokoblin, that one, and also
The Blood Moon one.
Yeah, the Blood Moon one, and also the
The Blood Moon one is good.
and the Korok.
Reese, the fabric, is it similar with the previous, shirt?
I would say
It's
I think the
thick,
fabric is
right?
pretty similar.
It's thick with printed. You can feel the print, right?
Yeah, you can feel the
Yeah.
print. There was a bit odd kind of decision because I think there were two. I was downstairs. I don't have it here right now. Let me just quickly maybe
Okay,
one.
Okay, now my here.
Oh, he got it there.
Wow.
I thought you went down already. So
She
fast.
actually have to go down.
The bunch of it is downstairs. So there's this one weird. I don't know. Not sure why
Oh,
they
the
did this.
pocket. Hey, why?
What is
There's a
that?
pocket
What?
here.
There's
There's a
something
pocket. I don't know why.
I love
Why?
that.
There's a pocket here.
They
Yeah,
cannot
there's
see.
Yeah.
the
They cannot
And then
see.
you can see it's
Who's that guy? Is it
you
the
can
guy?
see a bit of
Is it
the guy like the guy.
the guy from the
No,
store, right?
who's holding it? Who's holding
The
it?
guy.
The stick. Is it someone
Uh,
holding it or how?
Yeah,
Can you
someone's
show?
holding it. Yeah, you can see from inside the pocket. Yeah, there you go. Inside the pocket. It's a bit odd decision for them to tampal the pocket here. Let me just see whether
Hey,
you can.
that's him.
That's it.
Hey, this is cool. This is
Yeah,
actually
you can-
cool. This is actually cool. This is actually cool.
I think this is for.
I like that kind of style.
Yeah,
Monster
okay,
Hunter
this is okay.
they did that also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the Monster
It
Hunter
wa-
one. I got the Monster Hunter that one as
It
well.
I got the one. That was
Yeah.
nice.
It was for this one and the Korok one. It was a bit weird that they. It feels a bit weird because there's still those image inside the pocket, right? It feels like they just plastered it, but I don't know. Maybe this is the design of it. Or
They
Yeah.
like to do the hiding behind the pocket kind of art. That one.
Yeah, the
Well,
Other
I think
Uniqlo
some
does
of-
that.
Some of them with pockets, some of them are not. So
Yeah, I
yep.
think the one that I'm getting tomorrow is the one without the pocket because I actually didn't know that there's graphics in the pocket. So
yeah,
I don't think the website show it though. Maybe I'll check it later because they didn't do a good job of showing that one. It feels like it's just like omission of design that part. So I'll check.
Whatever
it out.
available
Mhm.
in website is available in store, is it?
You can check.
I think
You
so,
just-
yeah,
you just
yeah,
Uniqlo has
yeah,
a very cool
there's-
feature in their website where you just choose a size and then find it
Yeah.
find the stock. I always do that.
Okay.
So find
there's
That'd be
6 version of it. I want to say there's 6 version
5
of
or
it.
6 either way. Yeah.
6 has, yeah. The size you're gonna have from S to XL or something like that. Second.
Huh?
Yeah. XXL
Just
also got.
XL?
XXL
Damn.
also got. XXL
Oh wait,
also
wait.
got.
Access
that's
to
also
X,
okay.
access to
Yeah.
access to also got.
Yep.
And then yeah, I think it's pretty. I would say it's pretty. Price is pretty cheap. Like, I think you got 50,
60 lah. 60.
Yeah, $60 for one. I thought that was okay lah. Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So go and get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's
Just that
actually pretty nice.
the Uniqlo cutting is the one that I don't like, sort of fabric.
I agree. Yeah, I think the Uniqlo cutting is not that.
Yeah,
that-
the chest and the shoulder area is not comfortable, right?
Especially for the
I
printed
think
tees,
they
right?
increase their size also.
Increase the
Okay.
size.
I
is
usually
it?
buy L. But it becomes baggy. Usually it's like
okay.
just tight. But then
Just
the new L's are like super baggy now. I don't know why.
Is it? I'll check it
Yes.
tomorrow
Yeah.
then.
Oh, that's S.
I got.
But is it like
S?
baggy a bit?
Wow, you're wearing ass.
It's not tight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's not tight. So yeah, you're right. I wanted to get M, but it feels a bit
Baggy,
Baggy,
right? Yeah,
I
they
need to
increased the
check
size for some
tomorrow.
reason. I don't
I
know
need
Good
to
why.
check
lah, good
tomorrow.
lah. It's not Asian size anymore.
I need to check
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I guess.
Go guys.
My issue with the Monster Hunter that I bought, right? My issue lah is the T-shirt feels very thick, very thick. I'm
Oh,
not sure. I did
Some of
feel
them,
lah.
yeah,
I
some of
feel like the
them.
one that I bought, right, actually feels very thick. I like this one because it's Uniqlo. It's a bit thinner. I like it because it feels more freedom.
Is it airism?
No lah, tak ada. Normal
I
ones
don't think
aja.
so.
Oh.
I don't think it's
Normal ones
airism.
aja. I would like to try that one someday. But the T one, right, usually it feels like very thick. That's what I really don't really like. But I buy it just because to support the franchise. I think that should be lah. All right, cool.
Yeah,
So, yep, that's our thoughts again. The thoughts
On Uniqlo.
The Uniqlo
Sorry,
Zelda T.
last shout out for Uniqlo one.
Uniqlo please sponsor us.
I'm actually very happy that they bring the Zelda franchise. I'm actually very, very super duper happy.
I don't think it's gonna sell well, but yeah, I'm just glad.
Yeah,
that,
likely it's not gonna sell well. But still want to support lah. I mean, I'm not like Reese. I'm not buying all of them, but I buy the one that I think I like it lah. You know, the one that I feel like quite unique lah. Especially the one with the certain people's someone's tears Anyway, so
yeah, sure.
you know when you play the game. You know when to play the game, Adri. You know when you play the game.
Right.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. So next week, I think we can come back in the normal time. I think yes. I'm finally back to the old schedule, so next Friday we can do it again. So thank you so much. Thanks to Adri, Reese, and Zergg. Thank you for doing it on a Saturday night.
Nice day.
And
No worries.
Yep. If that's what we try to do. If Friday we cannot, I see we can try to do on Saturday lah. At least we can, keep it going.
But still make it for the Sunday upload, right?
Oh yeah, you do. Just a bit later. One is like usual schedule is around Sunday morning. Another one is maybe Sunday afternoon. Yeah, that should be around there. Yep, but usually it's within Saturday. It's within Sunday. All right, so thank you so much, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Goodbye.